Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 2 of our Stellar Safari. Well, the second time round anyway. Today we have an important announcement. I have installed the Progress Renderer mod, meaning that we will have a gorgeous time-lapse of things to come at the end of this series. We will miss out on the first day's activities, but I don't think that's that important. It's not like we've done much. Anyway, we are going to be seeing very shortly a window pop up. It will happen every day at around about 12, so if you see it happen, you know what's going on. And that's going to just interrupt the video literally every day, just to let us know that it's doing its job. So just forewarning you, don't freak out. It's supposed to be there. Okay, I have realized upon consideration and some advice that we don't want to be making that food basket out of wood because that's a scarce resource. We should be using some of these blocks. For example, limestone. Perfect. Let's go ahead and throw that down in a reviewed fashion. Oh, we don't have enough. We need 80. How much limestone do we have on the map? 0. Those bricks there will be of no use. We could cut some, but that's a long way off. That's sandstone. That is limestone. We could cut down... oh, you know what? We can actually go ahead and deconstruct these stelae. Steel stelae? How do you pronounce that? If anyone knows, let me know down in the comments, please. That would be super helpful. Oh, here we go. There's the limestone we need. Okay, lovely. And Joel should come in and do that right now. Okay, good stuff. Doc has had a minor mental break, which is to be expected. Most of these people are going to snap pretty quickly as we struggle to get them the equipment they need. We can, however, make a few bedrolls with this plain leather. In fact, at 40 apiece, we can do 5, and then we'll have some change, I guess. So let's go ahead and queue up 5 bedrolls. It is a lot better than sleeping on the floor. So furniture, bedroll, yes, 40, plain leather cloth, 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, and this one can just be repositioned over there. Okay, good stuff. And then once we've got the storage bin up, we are going to get some more seats so people can relax. We're going to throw down, I guess we can use some marble for this. We can throw down a hoopstone ring out of marble. Yeah, there we go. I guess we'll just stick that sort of out here somewhere. They can play around. We're going to want to pull up these floors because that's usable resources. Yeah, it's going to be very much a tight game for a little while here. I know the cobblestone won't yield us anything, but I'll be annoyed if it's up there by itself. So consider that a bit of housekeeping. Yeah, food is going to be a problem. So what can we do about that? Now we can put together a stone campfire, or we could go straight to a fueled stove with steel. How much? We have 101. In fact, let's go straight to this. It is more efficient. It burns the fuel more efficiently, so I think it's a good idea to get that done. Also, I've decided that this is not the right place, or the right material for this simple research bench. I was a bit rushed at the end of the last episode, as you may well have been able to tell. We're going to want to make this out of limestone, and we're going to stick it somewhere else, because I don't think you can move them once you place them. I don't have the miniaturize everything mod on right now. We can move this stove, though, so I'm going to throw that over there. I know it'll have a work speed penalty, that's fine. Okay. Most people are sleeping indoors, which is good. Like I said, we are going to have mental breaks. It's kind of inescapable, really. But as long as we can cook some of this meat into usable stuff, that'll be fine. If all goes well, we shouldn't have to leave the map today, or this episode rather. But I think next episode we're probably going to have to go on a caravan, taking these animals with us so they can eat. Not the lion. Lion we're going to have to feed. In fact, actually, let's go ahead and set him to home zone so that, yeah, Alex there can just go ahead and he'll eat some of the meat that's lying around. And that'll actually help use it up before it rots, which is important. Grumpy, can you go ahead and refuel that stove? Excellent. There we go. And we can use this to cook up some meals. I think we're just going to do, you know what? We should make pemmican. We should make nothing but pemmican. The luxury of meals will come. In fact, actually, who is my best cook? It is Grumpy. How are you doing for rest? You're fine. You can... we need plant matter, don't we? Yeah. Let's go ahead and queue up some of these for harvest, so that at least we can get that going. Depending on how many idle people we have tomorrow, I might put down some more crops already. I don't want to overload my colonists. They are going to have a lot of work to do as it is. There we go. Okay, make up some pemmican. That's just going to make that meat last a bit longer. Good stuff, Grumpy. Alright. We should get that indoors as soon as possible. Now, that work speed penalty is actually going to cost us in resources, because this stuff's going to expire before we can cook it all, if we're doing it outside like this. But, yeah, better to be there than nowhere. So, who do we need? Cyberbeep, can you go ahead and finish that limestone food basket? And then we're going to want to look at what our next resource, or next building is going to go. Where our next building is going to go, rather. And Cyberbeep's got an insulting spree, which means we're about to have a tantrum spiral. Oof. Oof, that's going to be fun. Oh yeah, come on, Sheev, calm him down. Calm him down. Sheev is our only socialite, and he has done it. The absolute beast. In fact, actually, I need to remember to up your wardening. It's not highlighted, so it's really hard to see. At 4, he has the best social skills of this rather strange group of zookeepers. The beers are helping them stay sane. I'm really worried that they might develop addictions, but I'll take it because that 14 mood buff is just dealing with all of this nonsense over here. Yeah, all that back pain from sleeping on the hard tiles is it's not going to help out their moods any. Alright, so we have a bunch of people who need something to do here. Joel, you should be not building things, but rather crafting. So that Cyberbeep, what the hell are you up to, buddy? You're eating. I suppose that's important. Let's go ahead and set this up. All food, all drugs, all plant matter. Just put everything in there for now. Just get it out of the sun. It will still spoil, but at least it'll be there. Okay, there we go. So the beds are in. Now we need something for these people to do. You know what? I'm actually going to cheese this a bit. Okay, Sheev's about to go on to research as soon as possible. Doc can do construct number 4, as can Pariah. She can also go on growing. Actually, no, let's put her on a 3. She's got some passion there. And the same goes for Joel. Do that when you get a chance. And Grumpy, you can go on a 4 for construct. You're terrible at it. You know, actually, it's a waste of resources to get these guys to do that stuff, so I'm not going to let them. Joel, you should be crafting as a priority. Why aren't you? Well, actually, Pariah should be. So what is Pariah doing at present? Nothing. So Pariah should actually be the one working on the... Oh, you know what the problem is? I know. It's because Joel's got the active task right now. He's the active worker on that task. A way you can solve that, by the way, if you run into this problem where you've set up a bunch of tasks to be done and one worker's doing it, and so that your other crafter's not doing it, is you just queue up multiple of the same thing. So instead of doing it 4 times, you just have 4 tasks, and that means that multiple workers can work on the same operation. And as long as you're doing it a set number of times and not repeatedly, it shouldn't matter. And even if you are doing it repeatedly, just set the totals to the same amount. Okay, so let's go ahead and get all this stuff deconstructed. I'm actually going to move Joel up in priority to a number 1 on construction because yeah, once he's done with that, I want him digging or cutting and breaking. I don't know. I want him getting me stuff, man. I need stuff. Okay, so it's time to plan out where we're going to throw down our little research hut. And looking at what I have available to me, I've got 57 granite, 15 slate. I think we can go ahead and make ourselves a hodgepodge kind of shelter here, a little structure. We'll throw down our research and cooking in it for now. Obviously, bedrooms are a luxury we just can't afford at the moment. Guess we'll throw that there. We'll get this moved to, like, I don't know. How do we want to do this? Trying to just save space here. That can go there. So then we'll need a door, which we can do out of steel for now. Okay, steel door just there. We have 15 slate, so that's 1, 2, 3. We have some limestone, but that's going to go into that. We have some marble. Okay, so the marble, 1, 2, there we go, 20 marble. We have some granite, so we can do 55 granite blocks. 15. Get a bit of space on it, that's 30. Okay, that's 55, and that, we can just throw a quick wall on the back there, and that gets us a lot closer to having a structure. We can always use this wood for another part if we need to. Okay, good stuff. And there we go, there's our first screenshot done. Good thing. Okay, let's go ahead and throw down a dumping stockpile just against this river for the moment. I haven't installed the Impossible Chest Deep Water mod just yet. I had a look and I couldn't find a version of it that was available for 1.1. I might have just missed something. So if you guys can find that, that would be super duper useful, by the way. Let's go ahead and update stone chunks and steel slag chunks to be hauled there. And then let's just get this stuff moved. It'll be more useful. I mean, we've got people who are free. Okay, we don't need that much. This is like, let's do it like, I don't know, in this area here. Just bring all that in. This stuff here, we don't want it to go across the river just yet. That'll give them something to do at least. Okay, we've made all the recurve bows we're going to make, at least for now. Who else could use a weapon? Okay, Maxwell, you got a 3. Sheev is a 3. Doc is a 6. That's probably pretty good. Grumpy's a 16. Jeez, he's so good. I think we'll give it to Doc. Make sure your medical staff are armed. It's always a good rule of thumb. Doctors generally, or medics in this game, generally tend to have to sort of run into fire to deal with these sort of things. So good to get that done. By the way, if you'd like your name in game, all of these names are user submitted, meaning that they come from the community in the comments. So if you'd like your name in game, just drop a suggestion down below, and I will add you to the list. It is not restricted to one name per person, but if you submit multiple names, your name gets placed on a low priority list, and you'll only be added if I'm doing like a bulk recording and I run out of priorities, or if we are, if we're looping over again. Like, let's say, for example, you named Joel, and Joel dies, and you had a second name, I will make another colonist with that name if there are no other primary names available. But new arrivals, those are with some exceptions, generally reserved for new names, just so that everybody watching can, have a bit of fun with it, get involved. I think that's the most fair way to go about it. But hey, it's up for debate. So if you disagree, feel free to very angrily let me know. I'm sure there'll be a very healthy civil debate in the comments about every choice here. Let's throw down a limestone wall just there. We got a bit of shape coming to this building, which is always fun in Rimworld. You don't always see that in people's Let's Plays. They tend to block up a bit, But I don't mind wasting a bit of cash money dollar if it gets us something more interesting to look at. Okay, there we go. We're gonna finish it off with limestone. Those stelae there are going to be they're gonna form the backbone of our society. We are going to need more steel if we plan to make anything out of it, store-wise. And that shouldn't be that hard to come by. Once we're done building, we'll rip up that floor and we'll have plenty. We got a bunch of granite here. That's super good. Oh, and excellent. This is obsidian tile. Ooh, obsidian. I think that might be added by the Alpha Biomes mod, I'm assuming, because I don't think that's vanilla. Or if it is part of 1.1, I missed that patch note. So we have a visitor. A logger from the Covenant of Iogabo is visiting the colony. He is named that, and he seems to have a few items to trade. Excellent. Okay. Animals, we're not going to sell you off just yet, but soon enough we are going to have to consider how we plan to go about training them. And we are running out of uses for this meat very quickly. I think we might actually just cook up some simple meals in bulk. I'm going to do that forever as well, and I'm going to actually go ahead and forbid vegetarian products being used for that, so that we can just get some use out of it, because we got a lot of people who are currently just sitting on their hands, and that is no good. In fact, actually, I've been so focused on that construction, I forgot to do this. So I'm going to leave that hay grass alone for now, because we've got other patches we can exploit. And I am very quickly going to, off-camera, set up grow zones for the rest of this rich soil. We have the manpower, we might as well make use of it. Okay, and there we go, we have a whole bunch of zones queued up. Unfortunately, I couldn't get this last little bit of rich soil here. The edge of boredom, the edge of the map was just over there, so... I didn't know you couldn't designate zones. Interestingly enough, it seems like zones go up to there, but buildings go a bit further out. So you can actually zone a lot closer to the edge of the map than you can build, which is cool. I really like that. I wonder, does that affect activity zones? It does not. Okay. Tynan, you devil dog, you thought of everything, haven't you? Alright, so we're going to be growing some corn, we've got some cotton, some smoke leaf, some more corn. Corn. We've got some strawberries, we've got some hay grass, and we've got some hay grass. In that order. This actually, let's, just for now, just for the first yield, we're going to throw that over to rice. Now this may look like an excessive amount of growing, and normally it would be, but we have 7 colonists, 3 of which are not terrible growers, and 2 of which are not terrible, and 2 of which will learn. So that's I think it'll be doable. And in fact, certainly, let's go ahead and up Pariah's our priorities there a bit. Hey, and our dromedary milk has come in. That's good. Yeah, and this giraffe's meat's starting to spoil. I'm really glad I decided to cook this when I did, because these meals will spoil as well, but they will spoil slightly slower than the raw product. That starts with 2 days, these start with 4 by default, and then temperature affects it. So if it's quite chilly, if it gets too hot, we can always just throw a, a temperature thingy in there, and that'll be fine. Hey, the Covenant of Igabo, the trader who was here, who I completely forgot existed, oops, has decided to leave us this. Although it's not too late, Sheev, chase the man down. We're gonna sell him all our junk. And we might even sell him this hammer. Although I kinda want the hammer. Ooh, it gives bonuses. Construction speed 33%, construction success chance. Well, I mean, I know who's getting that. Yo, Cyberbeep, congratulations, my man, you got a hammer. We could hawk the rest of this beer for some cash. We didn't start with any. Get some food. Could sell some of these meals that are definitely going to expire. In fact, actually, let's hawk like 10 of those and buy the non-perishable pemmican instead, and that herbal medicine. That's a trade. Yeah, there we go. I'm glad we chased after you, bud. Have you got it in your inventory? Yes, you do. Okay. Excellent. We got 100 silver net profit on that. That is a good start. In my testing for this playthrough, I found that the early game here, when we're still sort of setting up our scenario, this is the most difficult by a huge margin. Once we're over the sort of early game hump, and we've actually managed to research up into the medieval techs, it's okay. You can play this game with medieval, you can be okay. As long as you get walls up and you get a kill box going, and we're probably going to have to work on a kill corridor for this scenario. I don't think, because we're not going to have the firepower for a long time to make use of a kill box. We don't have turrets and things, so we're going to have to make a trap corridor, which I haven't done in a while, so that'll be fun. But we need to get walls up. That is like the most. Before we even get bedrooms, we need walls, because we're just not going to be able to fight off large raids. And with 7 colonists and these animals, we're going to generate a lot of wealth. Very, very quickly, a lot faster than you normally would. So it's actually time to start the training, I think, because having my people idle when we could be animal training is sacrilege. So actually, we're going to want them all to get obedience, regardless of their kill ability training, because that'll allow us to ride them, and that'll make things a lot faster. We're also going to want to train them to kill for obvious reasons. That's going to be our primary form of offense and defense. And I completely forgot to do an overview of the rules at the beginning of this scenario. I'll put them up on the screen, but in the future, I must remember to do them at the beginning of each episode for new people coming on. I gotta go over the scenario. Gotta be professional about this, man. I keep forgetting, I ain't some Hoboken YouTuber no mo. I gotta make this work. I'm excited to grow the channel this year, hang out with you guys, have some fun, play some Rimworld. Maybe even a few other games. I don't know. Probably, almost certainly, yes. Yeah. If you'd like to see anything specific, please do let me know. I have like 400 games in my Steam library that I haven't played, and it's just from years of spending too much money on them for the sake of having them. Yeah, no, it doesn't make much sense to me either, or to my fiance. Don't worry, you're not alone if that decision confuses you. But Humble Bundle certainly has not helped. Those dozens of free games every month, or not free, but those dozens of games added to the collection every month certainly add a bit of heft to the total. So yeah, we can maybe throw some blame that way. Anyway, let's queue up some of these floors for deconstruction. Again, I know this isn't going to yield us anything. I just kind of want to clear it out. Consider it's more just for beautification than for anything else. Well, I suppose it's actually the opposite of beautification. I mean, this is technically reducing the land value as far as Rimworld is concerned, but it looks freaking hideous if you ask me, so I'd rather it be gone. Now, I'm interested, if he pulls that up, is that going to destroy the dirt? Yes, it did. Interesting. It destroyed the filth that was on top of it, the blood and the guts. Good to know. Very good to know. Okay, so if you got like a really dirty patch of tile, it might actually be faster just to pull it up and put another one down. If it was like concrete or something, than it would be to clean it. That's a lot of micromanagement. Anyway, speaking of which, I'm going to let these guys sleep. We're going to probably play another day in-game, and then we're going to call that good, I think. Through some beautiful cosmic coincidence, we had a bunch of ship chunks land right over here. I don't know when that happened. I only just noticed them now. It might have been a while ago, so kudos to you if you spotted that first. But we're going to get some chunky components out of those. Delicious. And I think it's 30 steel a piece, so if we use a good constructor to deconstruct them. So we might want to micro that. Yo, Beep, you're the best at this. You could use a bit more sleep before we wake you up. But he's going to probably get the most resources. I think it's 30 steel per chunk, which would make this 120 sitting right on the floor there. That'll at maximum, which will be real damn nice to get our hands on. Yeah, especially this early on. That's a good amount of produce. Okay, so our research bench is up, and I am wasting time. Now, I will go over this again in the next episode, but for those of you who did not stick through the, the intro on the first one, we have to research each epoch individually, one at a time, before we can go to the next one. So basically, if I want to research medieval tech, I have to first research all Neolithic tech. And I've got a mod installed called Tech Advancing, which once we've finished all these researches will actually level us up to medieval, meaning that we lose the research debuff. It's a 50% increase in research time. So basically, for noble apparel, 200 points will be shaved off for us finishing all of these. Now thankfully we have most of the Neolithic stuff researched already. It's just Devil Strand, beer brewing, cocoa, basic furniture, and basic prosthetics that we need to get through. And I'm going to start with basic prosthetics, for no other reason than it's kind of a bit south. Then we can go up to basic furniture. Then we'll probably want beer brewing. We can make and sell those. We have the growing ability for it. Some Devil Strand, some cocoa. And that'll be all of the Neolithic techs researched. And then we'll be able to get into smithing. We can manufacture some weapons and things. Get off the ground here, because yeah, we're going to have more access to steel than we are to wood. So getting into smithing is going to help. Oh, we have a crocodile. Can we tame that? 23% chance to fight us. I will, but not yet. A barbslinger. 20% chance to fight. What are you? A large genetically modified scorpion? Nobody really knows where they came from, but judging by its ability to rip apart living things within reach and shish kebab those outside of it, it's a monster made for war. I'd agree. Ooh, there's different colors. Ooh, that is tempting. I want that thing. Oh, I want that thing real bad. I also want some more meat so we can make more pemmican and tame that lion. How are you feeling, buddy? You are eating our meals, so you're doing okay. And 3 days till those spoil, and we probably got another 2 days before this rice harvest comes in. Although I do see some at 80%, meaning that either tonight, yeah, either today on the 5th or tomorrow morning on the 6th, they will be available for harvest. Okay, that is good. I think what we're going to do, I need more bedrolls, so we might do some hunting, but I want to make sure I hunt animals that will give me the same skin type. Ooh, is that a cheetah? Hell yes. 10% chance, I'll risk it. I want a cheetah. Little fast attack vehicle. That'll be super useful. And we can hunt some dromedaries. I'm going to go for these ones or these ones. Thinking sheer, like, solely on risk here. I'm going to go after the group of 3 rather than 4, in case they all enrage at once. Be a bit easier to deal with. Yeah, so that's the one we want. Quest expires in 24 hours. Oh, I didn't even see. The Gutless Countess. Aha! And so our climb up the political ladder begins for Sheev. This is good. So we can take on this Countess. It's similar to the one we had in the first season. She wants to stay with us for a bit. She's being attacked by something? A hare, an angry rabbit. So if we can defeat this mighty rabbit, we might actually be able to get some royal favor for Sheev. But he's currently in a psychotic break. I'm going to roll the dice and try and wait that out before we take on the quest, because I really want him to get the royal favor, not anybody else. It's not the end of the world if we have to give it to someone else, but, you know, I'd like to get it to him. Also, we can throw down a little bit of furniture here in the form of these limestone stools. There we go. Throw one there too. That shouldn't interrupt with the stockpile zone. It didn't. Good. Interfere with the stockpile zone. And it did not. We can also throw down some more recreation here. We have enough slate for a game of Urboard, so let's make one. Alright, now this might be a bit of a waste of resources, you say. In fact, you know what, let's cancel those two. That saves us 50 limestone. But this is a good start. We need people sitting when they eat. It's a real problem if we're getting that 8 without table debuff when we have a table sitting right there. Our crops are almost all planted. I still haven't queued up this, and I haven't put anything over here. Mostly because this is enough. Yeah, we don't want to overdo it. We probably will struggle to store this much food when it comes in. We should use it before it spoils with the taming we're doing, but I'd rather not roll the dice if I don't have to. Yeah, okay, so those meals have still got a lot of time on them. Joel is coming to deconstruct things. Excellent. Cyberbeep, you are coming to deconstruct things too. I want you to do these. There we go. Okay, that'll get us. That'll probably get us the most value out of them. And he's got that hammer, which will increase the work speed, because that's quite a slow process pulling apart those ship chunks. There's our next screenshot. That's 2 now, right? 3? I've lost track. How many days has it been since we landed? 4. I'd say we're pretty well situated for 4 days in. I mean, look at this field. Like, that's not bad for 4 days in. Alright, yeah, let's stay on 4 times speed. And there it is. Okay, so we're gonna name ourselves the Zookeepers. Ooh, no, spelling. The Zookeepers. There we go. And that's gonna be our Let's Play name. And then, what will be the name of our settlement? Rim City Zoo. There we go. That's the best I could come up with on short notice. I should really think these things through before I start these playthroughs. And yes, there we go. We are getting 30 steel and 8 components. Damn, that is good. Okay, I'm glad I used Cyberbeat for this, because, yeah, he's definitely getting more out of that than other characters would. We're going to want to throw down a stockpile zone for our various resources. Manufactured, all this other junk. All the stuff we don't have space for elsewhere. No drugs. Yeah, no drugs in there. That can go in that dining room bin. Let's go ahead and haul this over. I don't want those deteriorating too much, because we're probably going to sell these components rather than use them. Yeah, Joel. Oh, you were busy taming a dromedary. Ah, damn it. Oh, the zebra's going to eat the rice. You bastard. We should probably go ahead and switch up their grazing area. Yeah, let's move the animals up here and clear them out of this so that they don't eat our corn and that they can get some more grass to nibble on. And you know what, let's also go ahead and be smart about this, be a bit proactive here, throw down some animal sleeping spots so that if they're injured, they'll have somewhere to come to. And why aren't we butchering that dromedary? You feel like that would be priority for someone. Sheev is still wandering around like a madman. How close are we? 14 hours. Oh, come on, dude, I need you to snap out of it. Basically, once we accept that quest, I'm going to call the episode done. Because we're at 30 minutes here, that's time. We're just over it. So, Melman has become the target of a bobslinger. Shit. I was worried about that. Okay. Melman's our giraffe. Now, do we have the kit and the capacity to deal with these things? Okay, well, only one of them's coming in. If I was going to fight one, I'd rather be one at a time, right? Rather than a bunch, so... Okay, Pry, rather than taming that cheetah, let's go ahead and pull the troops together. It's just going to be everybody who can hold a gun is going to come in. Sheev is not equipped with the weapon, which is good, meaning that we're not missing out on anything there. Let's go ahead and pull these guys together for the moment. Okay, our components are in. Good. Oh, and we don't want our raw resources stored inside. Other than wood. There we go. I normally don't fuss about that too much, but yeah. You know, this is a special occasion. Okay, we need to get in here and start shooting at this thing. It's probably immediately going to retaliate, and I want to be able to close to melee distance, which is probably suicide, to be fair. Pull back, not you two. I didn't want to get you two. You two are here for rescuing purposes, to help the dromedary out. Oh. Well, I might have overreacted. He got hit by the pincers, not the stinger, so it looks like no toxic buildup. That's how most mods handle, like, you know, poison. You just get some toxic buildup. Grumpy, I'm going to get you to butcher that thing, actually. Yeah, there we go. Let's see what it gives us. I'm interested. Ooh, I have a feeling that this thing might give chitin, which is the same resource that those jungleisks, or the feralisks, in that god-awful alpha jungle biome we went to gave us. Yes, insect chitin. This stuff makes good armor. Ooh, I'm going to use that. We're going to make a couple cowboy hats out of that. That's going to give us just a little bit of head protection, because right now we are naked. Or maybe a t-shirt, that might be better. Get that torso covered. You know, it seems sensible that that would probably give a bit more cover. Could also make a bedroll out of it. But I think that's less important at the moment. Sheev, how are you still broken, man? I need you to snap out of this so that we can be productive. Come on. I need you to work with me here. Cyber Beep. Yeah, you're going to go ahead and not clean this room. You're going to work. Work, damn it. Oh, Joel's doing it. Okay. Well, Joel, could you do it if you're going to do it, man? Could you, like, you know, we don't do half jobs here. Come on. There we go. That's a bit better. Okay, and that insect meat we're going to use for taming. So thankfully we have it on hand. Hey, we can do another camel hide. These are the exact right amount. Fantastic. Cyber Beep, go ahead and make yourself a bed. You're the last one. Aye, excellent. Yay. Okay, cool. No more sleeping on the floor. That's not bad for the end of episode 2, I'd say. Oh, come on. Where's this quest? Where's this? 8 hours. Oh, if Sheev doesn't snap out of this suit. He's been wandering around psychotically for 2 freaking days here. How much? Dude, come on. Like, come on. Oh, by sheer coincidence, the majority of our colonists here are actually female, 4 out of 7. Meaning that the psychic suit is really busting moves here, which is good stuff to see. Oh, Sheev. Oh, that's what happened. That's what happened. So Dark and Sheev, you know, Sheev got a little bit flirty. You know, he wanted to get on there, and he got that -5 debuff, and that's gonna last a while. Feels bad, man. Ooh, I feel your pain, brother. We all been there. Okay, so we got some rice in, we got some dromedary meat, meaning that we should be getting some pemmican being made. Yeah, 159 right there. Fantastic. Okay, that is good. I'm going to leave this in here because it's actually contributing a bit of beauty to this room. This is our barracks, and it is adding a little bit of wealth to have that courtside table. It's worth a few pennies, which is good, along with that stool. What are the quality on these? Just average, one good one. That's fine. Hey, Sheev is no longer wandering in a mental state. That is fantastic. Okay, let's go ahead and accept that quest before it lapses. Whoa, cutting it close, bud. Alright, congratulations, Sheev. You are now a title holder, or at least you will be very shortly. Gordiana here needs to get the hell down south before that rabbit comes and chows her. Let's actually go snatch that dromedary right from under its claws. I'm going to get Grumpy to come up north because she's going to deal with that hare when it arrives. Yep, there it is. Okay. Gordiana, your shuttle leaves in 2 hours. Fantastic. Okay, and we're just going to shoot. Oh, okay, maybe we're not going to shoot. Shit, it caught up. We might actually just punch this thing to death. Yeah, you know what, just fight it. We are risking infection here, which I know is a bit of a bad idea. But you shouldn't suffer anything too severe. Infection is going to be dangerous, though, of course. Okay, hunt that thing. You know what, go ahead and finish it off, and then you can bring it home. Get some free food out of it. There we go. Have these animals been tended to? You were, right? And you didn't get an infection? No. And that was a significantly, you know, more severe injury. Alright, let's get Gordiana on her craft, get Sheev that implant, and then we're done for today. I keep saying we're done for today, but we are pushing 40 minutes here. I'm trying to keep these episodes a bit shorter, damn it. Sheev, could you just come butcher, man? Just wake the hell up, come on. You've been wandering around in like a wild man for days. You need to wake up and smell the hairs. Okay, Shuttles has landed and is leaving soon. Let's go ahead and load up Gordiana. We've seen this all before. Did that in Season 1. I'm hoping you've watched it if you're here. And if you haven't, I'd suggest you check it out. Completely unrelated, but still interesting. Freeman title, Sheev, he's a yeoman. Fantastic, we got the shuttle rewards. Let's see what we get. Okay, Sheev, come and install that psychic amplifier. Let's watch this happen. What's he gonna get? Beep. I forgot about the menu there. He's learned stun. Yes! Oh, that is a fantastic one. Watch this. So we go ahead, we're gonna stun. Boom. That buys us 4 or 5 seconds worth of delay. Super duper useful for when an animal is chasing you. So Sheev, I'm really happy that you got a hold of that. Because he's psychically hypersensitive, he gets a whole bunch more mana reserve here, psychic entropy, but he's also going to feel the clap of that psychic hangover a little bit worse than others would. Although I'm not seeing it pop up. Interesting. It's still forming, that's why. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's gonna hit him. Come on. It'll be there. It hurts. They really don't like the hangover. It's like a few negatives. If you use it a lot, you get a lot of negatives. Huh. Okay, guys, that is it. That is the end of episode 2. We're doing pretty damn well, I think, for day 5. I'm open to suggestions for both names and sort of directions to take the playthrough. Looks like we got the food situation well under control now. We have rice come in. That's going to last, several seasons. So at least, we're now food safe. The next big thing is going to be getting research up and running, and we're going to want to beeline towards stone cutting. But according to the rules of our scenario, we need to make it through all of these techs first. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you all, as always, in the next one. Cheers.